Okay, well, I guess like, the first thing to ask you, Tim, is um, a lot of people have. I guess there's a bit of a disparity in what people um, understand about kind of the idea of underage drinking. A lot of adults kind of look back and say, well, you're only 15. Why do you need to drink so much when you're so young? What is your answer to that?
Well, I just like the feeling of it, and but in the morning it's not so good, and I don't really get hangovers and that, so I just really like walking around with my friends and get drunk and stuff.
Right. Obviously, I mean, it is kind of fun to kind of be drunk. It's a common activity. I mean, certainly in cities like Port Coquitlam and Port Mooney, even Coquitlam, I mean, there's not a whole lot for you guys to do, is there?
No,
Is that one of the reasons why you kind of turn to alcohol to keep you guys entertained?
yeah, Poco's a small town, and there's not a lot of people, but there's more people now, and yeah, we just not a big group, but we just drink and have fun.
Now, I mean, I was 15 once too, and I guess maybe it was a different background or something that I came from, but I never, like not one time, did I, get drunk on the weekends or on the weekdays or over the summer. I never got drunk, period. And I only had my first drink when I was 19 years old, when it was legal for me to do so. There are a lot of kids like that though, who just don't drink, period, and they're fine. They're entertained. They're not bored. They're not struggling to survive. What is the difference there? Why is it that you and your friends drink for fun and these other kids don't?
Well, I'm more of an outside guy, and I don't really like staying inside and play video games and go on the computer and watch TV. So yeah, most of my friends are outside people, so we usually just meet up and then get drunk or smoke pot.
That's the other thing too. Is I mean, there are a lot of people who think that smoking pot, for example, is really not a good idea for someone so young. And what would your response be to that?
Well, it's like drinking. I just do it pretty much every day, and I don't know. I just like getting high and with my friends again. I don't know. Uh, I just do it because I like the feeling.
What would you say to someone that says, well, when they hear your voice, they're going to be like, well, this kid is really, really stupid. What would your response be to that?
Well, it's not really stupid. A lot of people do it when they're young, but they usually outgrown it or they just keep on doing it. But it's it's not that bad. Like it's not as bad as smoking tobacco, right? So I don't know. I smoke too, and I'm going to try to quit that
Right.
before smoking pot.
So I mean, you got the like the trifecta of vices here. You've got an alcohol problem, you've got a drinking problem, like the whole thing there. Plus, you got a smoking issue, and you also smoke pot a lot. Um, a lot of people will look at that and say, "This kid's got issues. This kid needs help." Do you feel, Tim, that you need help?
No, I think I can take care of it myself and maybe get an adult to help me along the way, but I think I'll do just fine and probably quit before Christmas or something.
Now, you also weren't going to school for a little while there. What was the reason behind that? I mean, you kind of dropped out, as I understand it, and you weren't going at all, which is a fourth problem. What was that about?
Well, in the summer, like near like halfway in the summer, me and my mom had some arguments and I got kicked out. So I wasn't really worried about school too much. It was just put it behind and try to look for a full time job and more. I needed a house to live in.
Right. But then you found one, as I understand it, and then you kind of attempted to go back to school, but I mean, you didn't go back after the first day.
Yeah, but I went to school for one day and then I got an adult to help me talk about it and um, I realized that school is very important right now and can't really get a good job without good education.
Right. Well, that's certainly true enough. But why? I guess there are kids out there, Tim, as I understand it, and this is a growing problem. I mean, there's some kids in Poco, for example, who just don't really do much during their time. If they're not going to school, even if they are going to school, they just seem to drink and smoke. And there is definitely a section of the population there which a lot of adults are kind of worried about keeping their eye on. Is there a problem? I mean, is this an isolated thing here with you, or is this actually a problem amongst some of your friends here?
Well, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but yeah, pretty much all my friends do it, so it's hard to
Right.
quit at the same time. So we have to, maybe me and my friends will all quit together and we'll never do it again.
Right. Um, Obviously, I mean, you're so young. I mean, a lot of people make the equation in their head that people who are young aren't their brains aren't fully developed, so they don't know what they're doing. And of course, a lot of kids will say, "Well, I know exactly what I'm doing," and it's hard to really get any kind of constructive conversation there because kids always think they know everything that's going on, and adults always think the kids know nothing. But I mean, how do you feel about it? I mean, do you think that smoking pot is wrong? Do you think that underage drinking is wrong? How do you deal with that?
Well, I don't know. A lot of parents are worried about it and they quit a long time ago, but like they also did it when they're young too, or maybe they're just really like didn't do it at all and they had really strict parents. But I don't know. I get in trouble for coming home on it and I get disciplined. So, but I don't know. I haven't seemed to learn my lesson, but yeah, I'm going to try to quit smoking first of all, but pot will be hard because I am addicted to it. But yeah, I'll try to quit smoking before pot because pot's not as bad, right?
Right. Well, there's certainly an argument there for sure. It's interesting that you say you haven't learned your lesson yet. You seem like you're, pardon me, you seem like you're a little bit smarter than most kids, and that you recognize, maybe what I'm doing isn't the best thing, and I haven't quite learned my lesson yet. But hey, I'm just a kid, right?
Mhm. Well, I don't know. Um, I'm not sure, but it is pretty stupid, and it does make you pretty stupid. But maybe I'll quit before it's too late, right?
What do you see for your future, Tim? I mean, what do you see happening in the next couple of years for yourself?
Well, I'm planning to graduate and might keep on smoking pot, might not, because I want to go graduate and then go into trade school and go into construction now. A lot of construction workers do that, but I don't know. Hopefully, I will quit and be clean and graduate and go to school or go to trade school.
And
Yeah.
do you think you'll actually be able to succeed with that plan?
Yeah, I think I will if I smarten up and quit smoking and all that stuff.
Well, it seems like you've got at least a decent head enough on your shoulder to realize maybe you need to smarten up a little bit, which kind of separates you from most of the other kids. Tim, it's pretty brave of you to come on the air like this and kind of talk openly about this kind of stuff, even though we've protected your identity and such. Why did you agree to do this interview in the first place?
Well, just get other older people to understand how hard it is, and yeah, and maybe passed on to their kids before, like they're a teenager, and talk to them and don't do drugs and maybe don't drink underage and don't get caught.
Maybe don't be like you mean a little bit.
Mhm.